looking at my odds logic live odds screen, I'm seeing Denver -4 at a lot of books right now. Total in this game, 240.5. And the home team won and covered both meetings last year. The home team won and covered both meetings in 2023. That being said, the road team won and covered the 4 meetings before that. So I wouldn't put too much into that. But it's worth noting in the last 4 meetings over the last 2 years where the home teams won and covered them all 4 of those games did stay under the total. Both teams have faced fairly significant injury concerns all year. Both teams are pretty much healthy right now. Denver's in the first of back-to-backs. They're at Detroit tomorrow. The Bucks don't play again until Dallas on Saturday. And Lawrence, in your intro, you talked about how hot Denver has been. And they have been good in recent weeks. But you got to put an asterisk on that. They spent the 3 weeks before the All-Star break. They went on an 8-game winning streak. And then Charlotte immediately following the All-Star break. All 9 of those games came against teams with a losing record. All lottery-bound teams. So it wasn't like Denver was stepping up and beating quality foes. The schedule just broke right for the Nuggets at that time. They were able to take care of business against lesser opponents. And we saw what happened when they stepped up in class. They got blown out at home by the Lakers. Now, they did bounce back nicely. You talked about the double-digit win at Indiana. They're 10-1 straight up last 11, but a more modest 7-4 ATS since that, during that span. So, they've been winning some games without covering the number. From a rest standpoint, they're in good shape. 2 full days off since their last game. They only played 3 previous games since the All-Star break. Mike Malone, we knew this road trip was going to be a challenge to respond to a tough home loss to the Lakers. The win in Indiana speaks a lot to our guys' understanding of what time of year it is. There's urgency for Denver and handling their business. Meanwhile, the Bucks, not as rested as Denver. They're playing their 5th game since the break, and they really haven't looked good in any of the last 3. They were lucky to beat the Wizards by 3. And when you're lucky to beat the Wizards by 3, that's not a good sign. Middleton missed a game-tying shot at the buzzer. They positively stole one against Miami. They trailed by 10, 15 the whole game, and then made a huge fourth-quarter run to get the win and cover, a game that did not amuse me very much. And last time out versus the Rockets, they scored only 12 fourth-quarter points and lost. So it's not like the Bucks are clicking on all cylinders right now. From a side standpoint, I don't know what to do with this game. From a total standpoint, however, I got an opinion here. Denver's back-to-back unders the last 2 ball games. Bucks 4-1 to the under the last 5. The quote from Doc Rivers after the loss against Houston, tells you the ball wasn't moving when they couldn't. When the ball's not moving, that could be a problem. The last 4 meetings have all cashed unders, and we're sitting at 240.5 right now. I think that's a little bit high. Under for the Nuggets and the Bucks in a playoff intensity matchup in Milwaukee this evening.
Teddy covers. Before we get into our next game, which will be the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Lakers, we've got some great promos up for you guys. My favorite promo is really Sport 50, and that's $50 off of a month all access pass. Teddy covers. Last we spoke, both you and I were having a rough NBA season, but we had turned it around. I won my 2. I'm absolutely dominating NBA finally. How is your NBA going, and what do you have for the clients tonight?
I had a nice NBA run immediately following the All-Star break. The last 2 nights have not been as good, unfortunately, in frustrating fashion. That being said, and I'm passing the NBA tonight. In fact, my only play this evening is the Rutgers play that I just gave you guys out a few moments ago. Rutgers plus the points against Michigan. So don't buy a one-day all-access pass for me. Don't buy that play. You get it here for free. That being said, you talked about some of the promos. The promo deal that stands out to me right now, the rest of college basketball for what, $5 a day?
Yeah.
Every play, every day through conference tournaments, through the big dance. Look, my college hoops, back-to-back winners in the Big Ten over the last 2 days. I closed out college hoops last year on a 25-8 to 76% run, up 49 units in March Madness. I'm expecting to have another big March this year. And again, that promo package, just $199 for every play, every day, the rest of the way. That includes everything. That's the deal to get right now on my page, wt.buzz/TC, or for anyone's page at WagerTalk.com. Fascinating matchup tonight between the Lakers and the T-Wolves. Both teams in the first of back-to-back. So Lakers stay in LA to face the Clippers tomorrow. The Nuggets play at Utah tomorrow, so both coaches are going to need to manage their minutes. Minnesota blew out the Lakers. I mean, blew them out in 2 meetings in December.
Yep.
And note the scores of these games: 97-87 and 109-80. Now, LA didn't have LeBron for one, but their offense didn't work in either game with or without him. They had Anthony Davis both times. They shot 38% from the floor in the one. The other one, they were 6 of 31 from three-point range. So Minnesota's defense has given LA problems already this year. That being said, the Lakers right now, they're a one-way team for me. All right. The season-long numbers say that this is the number 20 offense in the NBA. When you look at the, like Hollinger's, the offensive efficiency numbers. You look at the last 10 games, the number 20 offense for the season is number 1 in effective field goal percentage. All right. Number 12 defense full season. That's not the way the Lakers are playing defense right now. This team is undervalued based on their season-long statistical categories. And let's not forget, they got Jared Vanderbilt now acclimated. He's been playing for a month now. Dalton Connect is also reacclimated. The trade shock's over. The role players for LA, the complementary pieces, are falling into place. And look, since January 15th, they're 15-4 straight up. And note the losses for the Lakers during this 15-4 span. One loss, a flat no-show day before the All-Star break at Utah. Another loss, they were flat out of rhythm the first game after the All-Star break against Charlotte. The third loss, Philly. No Embiid, no Paul George in that game. The games they're losing are the flat spot, step down in class games, not the step-up games versus contenders. Minnesota, man, this is a murderous row schedule. It's like they're in the SEC or something. Last 6 games, 3 against Oklahoma City. They had Cleveland, Houston, and Milwaukee. 2-0 straight up during that span. Hey, that's not too bad. They just covered plus 8.5 and 1 straight up, plus 12.5 against the Thunder. And that was an enormously satisfying win. Remember, they were 25 points down in that ball game and rallied back to win an OT. Hell, they were down 16 with less than 4 minutes to play. It was a true miracle win. And again, it wasn't a great shooting night, 45% shooting, 9 of 32 from three-point range, just 20% from the floor. But I do have concerns here. I don't like this quote from Chris Finch coming off that game. Remember, they're playing without Julius Randle. They're playing without Rudy Gobert. They're playing without Dante DiVincenzo. And Anthony Edwards has been dealing with a calf strain. So Finch's quote, "The Western Conference is so tight and we're undermanned right now. We're just trying to stay afloat. Guys are scrapping, giving ourselves a chance. That's what we want." Worth noting, Luka's quote, because LA played Dallas last time out. Are they going to be flat after playing Dallas? Luka, quote, "I can't even explain. It was a difference game. Like I said, sometimes I don't know what I was doing. I'm just glad it's over, honestly." I know the Lakers are not going to have a hangover effect from the Dallas game. I worry about their ability to put the biscuit in the basket against Minnesota, but from a spot standpoint, it stands out for LA, and LA is the undervalued commodity in the markets right now. So if I'm playing, I'm laying Lakers or pass for this better.